Hey everybody, welcome back to our kitchen and welcome back to our channel. If it's the first time here, we're glad that you're here. We hope you come back again. Today we are going to open, unbox, review, and test this VEVOR electric pasta maker. Let's get started. Opening the box, you have two different quick start guides. This is everything that you need to know about the machine, and this one is more on making the pasta itself. It's a little bit thinner. We have a little pick here. This is for pushing out, picking, cleaning the pasta if it gets stuck. This is the little scraper to cut the pasta off as it's coming out of the machine. It has its own little toothbrush to clean all of the small little gadgets and holes and spots. You have your liquid cup measure here. This is if you're going to do one batch. This is if you're going to do two batches. So you have that. And then you have your dry cup for your flour. This holds 1 1/4 cups. If you're going to do a single batch, you're going to use one of these. If you're going to do a double batch, you're going to use 2 of these. Now this machine has suction cups on the bottom so that it stays in place and doesn't walk and dance across your counter. That's a very nice idea. It also comes in multiple colors. Nothing real fancy. I believe it was this blue, there was a black, and then there was like a silver and black. Have y'all been around here long enough? You know if there was a pink, that's what it would be, because I like the pink stuff. Now obviously the first thing you want to do is you want to tear this all apart. You want to wash everything out before you use it. The instructions say that everything is washable, so that is good. So we're just going to try our best here to get it all apart. It has a little QR code right there on it. And then on the top, you can see that it has the cooking instructions. So the backward, forward, mixing, batch 1 or 2, play and stop, and a pause. So this, to take this off, all you do is squeeze this. There's a little handle here and there's a little thumbprint part here. Squeeze this and it just lifts up and right out. On the top of this, you probably can't see it, but it has add flour, lock the lid, press on, cancel, start, slowly adding the water, the dough to water ratio table. So if you're doing plain, it's a flat cup with water, how many people it feeds. If you're doing noodles, 2 cups, how much water, and the people. Note the amount of water can be adjusted for different types of flour due to the difference of moisture and content. So like I said, that's probably hard to read. I don't know. But it actually has the instructions right on there. So we're going to wash all of this stuff. It has this drawer. So if you pull this out, this all can come off. come apart to be cleaned as well. And when it's together, it has this little drawer here, right there. That drawer is for storing all of your different discs for the different kind of noodles that you want to make. So you've got your, let's see here. You have your regular spaghetti noodle. You have your linguine spaghetti noodle. You have your penne pasta. This is your lasagna noodle. It's a metal one. So I don't know why that one's metal and the rest are plastic, but that's your lasagna noodle. This one is to make tagliatelle noodles. These are not a cheap plastic. This is a very thick, pliable plastic. It's just not as metal. It's not metal like the lasagna one is. Linguine. So it tells you right here, you have your penne, spaghetti, linguine, tagliatelle, udon, angel hair, fettuccine, and lasagna. So it's all listed right in your book if you're unsure which one that you're going to be using. Today we're going to use the penne one. I am going to go ahead, like I said, and wash them all. I'm going to wash my little holder and everything. This just unscrews like so, and then that pulls right out so that that's washable. There is a disc in here already, but that all comes apart so that you can clean it. Now it looks like this part does not come out, but you can still wash this with this in here. So we're going to go ahead and get everything washed up, dried off, and we'll be back. So we have everything washed off. We're going to put this back together. Let's see if I can do it. I'm real great about tearing stuff apart. Don't always remember how things go back together. But the first thing you're going to do is this goes right on in here. And that goes in there so that it's like this. We're going to do the penne pasta. So that just sits right on top. This goes in here. There's a little slit right there. So this goes right down in like that. And then you screw this back on. So you have that back together. That rotates freely in there. We have a little drawer that we can put back down in here. And put our little extra discs down in here. We're going to use our scraper, so we're going to leave that out. And we may use this tool, so we're going to leave that out. Now you just push him right on back in here. It slides right in, clicks in place. Doesn't stay, it just clicks. You can hear it click in there. And now, this doesn't go on until we put our flour down in there, so let's get our flour.
This thing's completely automated? You just dump the ingredients in there and it spits noodles out?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Is it fully automatic?
Other than slicing it off, it is.
How many horsepower is it?
It does have horsepower. Don't remember what it was. There is horsepower for it.
How fast does it go? Are we gonna have to like put a big box out here to catch the noodles?
I don't know. We'll see.
It looks like it's gonna be fast. Will it separate the shells and everything?
No. Now I'm going to keep this very simple for the first time use in the review. Once I get used to the machine, know what it can do, what it can't do, so on and so forth, you can make all kinds of different noodles. You can make your noodles, instead of using water, you can use beet juice. You can make spinach noodles. So there's a lot of different varieties. You can do an herb, as long as you're using dried herbs, you're not using fresh herbs. So you can make like an herb noodle. But today I'm going to keep it with all the pantry staples, since this is the first time using this and I'm not really sure, what I'm doing, so on and so forth. We're just going to give it a try. So I'm going to make a double batch. So I need 2 of these of flour. So you don't want to pack it in here. You just kind of want to let it in, put it in, and then just level it off the top. You can use your finger if you want to. You're going to put this right down in the machine. And you're going to do 2 of those. Or if you're doing a single batch, you're only going to do 1. So I'm going to put the second one down in there as well. So we have our flour in there. You're going to take 2 eggs. You're going to put your eggs in first always. If you're doing a single batch, you're only going to use 1 egg. Now you want to beat your eggs up. Once you have them good and mixed, then you're going to go ahead and add your water to the fill level of whether you're using the 1 or the 2 batch.
Does it cook the noodles too?
No. So we have that up to the second fill line there. You're going to place your lid on the top. This will not work if the lid is off, so that's a safety feature. So like if I hit play, it does nothing. So we're going to put our lid on. Try to set this other camera up. That way we have another view where you can see actually what we're doing up here as well as the machine. So once you plug it in, you're just going to hit the on button, which is the on or cancel. We are going to do a 2 because we're doing a double batch. So we're just going to hit it once for 1, a second time for 2. You can see it sets a timer for 19 minutes. You want to make sure that that's not very loud really yet. You want to make sure that it's moving and moving the flour around before you slowly add in your liquids. And like I said, you want your eggs on the bottom and you want your water on the top. And you're just going to slowly add this in.
Need to get a little closer.
Now this is going to start mixing this together. Yeah, I just push that little bit of goo down in there. And we're just going to let that mix. Now, it's supposed to beep when it's time to start extruding the noodles. So if this looks too dry, which I've read and watched a couple other videos, that it does look a little dry until it starts to extrude, you can add more water to this as you go, or you can use, a chicken broth, a beef broth. If you're doing the beet juice, you can use beet juice. Basically, any kind of liquid, just not more eggs. So as this starts to mix, if it still looks like it's a little too dry, you want to just add a tablespoon at a time of water. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some water ready just in case. No salt, no salt in it. You want to try to keep your machine as good as possible. Salt, will get down in there and it's not really good for the machine. You can do it if it asks for it in a recipe. You want to salt your water as your noodles are boiling instead. Now this is going to look a little dry and crumbly, but as it goes, it's going to start getting a little bit more together. What I wanted to show you when we did this was when you plug it in, you're going to put the on button, which is the on or cancel, and then you're going to press this button once for a single batch, which is like 14 minutes, or press it twice for a double batch, which is 19 minutes. Again, this does have a safety feature. If you need to add, if it's too wet and you need to add more flour, you can simply squeeze this together. It stops. So you can actually feel what your dough is starting to feel like. It does feel a little dry right now. It's going to beep like crazy, no big deal. But if you put your lid back on, it starts right back up. So if it's too wet, you can open that up and add a little more flour. If it's too dry, you can add a little bit more down in here, which I'm going to add just a little bit more for now. Just about a tablespoon at a time. That's all you want to do. It will stop like this. That is normal. And now it's going to go in reverse and it's going to do it that way. So it'll do that a couple times. Oh, no, it's ready to extrude. That's what it's doing. It's coming out. It's coming out, folks. It was done mixing. It's coming out. I need a bowl. I told you this is the first time I'm using it, so I wasn't really sure. So as it starts to come out, you want to make them about the size that you want your penne pasta, probably about 10 inches long or so, and you're going to take your little scraper and you're just going to cut it off. Just like that. So now you've got your little pastas right in there. Whoa, you're letting them get too long. You can make short ones, you can make long ones. So I guess this whole process takes 19 minutes for a double batch. I was thinking it was going to mix longer than this, but I guess it's mixed, so. Now this pasta cooks very quickly. If you're doing it fresh like this, it'll cook anywhere from a minute to 2 minutes. You can also take and air dry this, put it in some Ziploc bags. It'll be just like you did for that you buy at the store in a box. You can freeze it. You want to dry it first. My second Play-Doh maker. Yeah. You can put this through a food dehydrator and dehydrate it that way. That's better if you're going to be doing like spaghetti noodles and putting them into little nests, because they'll have like a lot bundled up in there. So the food dehydrator is a better option for that. But simply, this is all you do. I mean, we're going to cook it up and we're going to see how it works. I did look, because I was telling you about the colors. It comes in this blue, which is the automatic, and then there's another version, and this is about $78 on Amazon. There is a silver and a black one as well. Now they say they have two other ones, but they're not listed right now because they're not available right now, so I don't know what they were. The other one is about 60 some dollars, and like I said, this one was about $78. So fairly simple to use. Definitely have your staple ingredients at home. You always have flour. Most people usually have flour. Obviously, you always have water. Very simple to clean. Everything does come apart so that you can clean it thoroughly and you don't have to worry about any kind of bacteria or anything in there. So I'm just going to make these all up, and then once it's done, I am going to let mine dry just a little bit before I cook them. It says you don't have to, but I'm going to dust them with a little flour and I'm going to let them lay out and I'm going to let them dry for a little bit, because my hamburger isn't quite ready to make yet and I just really don't feel like doing it yet. But here's what we got so far. I mean, I think that's pretty good. So you can do smaller portions or larger portions. You can do spaghetti, fettuccine. It says lasagna noodles. There I go talking again, making my noodles a little bit bigger, but that's fine. I'm anxious to see how these cook up. We prefer our noodles al dente, so that's one of my concerns, is to make sure that this is a good al dente noodle, that it isn't something that's mushy. But that is definitely something we'll be rating it on. So currently this says we have 9 minutes and 56 seconds left. So this is our first time. We've never used this before, so I wanted to give an honest first time review on it. I will do some other reviews going down the road. Just trying some different noodles, different styles, different types of noodles. Maybe doing some with some broth, maybe doing some garlic herb ones. But I wanted to give it a try as a first time user like you would be, so that you had a good impression of what you're up against. And I really didn't struggle too much with putting it back together after I tore it all apart. It was pretty explanatory. The instructions are very detailed as far as what goes where, so you can look at the instructions there and it'll tell you. Oh, we got some big noodles. That's fine. It seems like that it makes a pretty decent amount, which I'm happy with that, because I definitely want some leftovers, if it's good anyhow. I want some leftovers. I may not cook them all tonight because, like I said, I don't know how this does. If you're only going to cook these for 1 minute to 2 minutes, and we don't like ours mushy, we want them kind of al dente, so I may just go ahead and dust and let the other ones sit so that I can just cook them fresh tomorrow night. Your choice to do that. And now it stopped again, and it's going to go the other way. So I'm guessing it's just remixing what's in there. So I'm assuming that was probably batch, that was 1. And this, what it's going to work on, is 2. So we'll see what happens. Now it's going to go backwards and it's going to extrude the noodles again. I'm curious to see how far this gets, how much of this it gets out of there, if it'll get it all, or if it's going to leave some little crumblies in the end. It says there's 4 minutes and 10 seconds left. It definitely has made a nice amount. And I'll try to remember to do some other videos once, like I said, once I get used to this and know what I'm doing a little bit more. I'll try some air dried ones. I'll try some dehydrated ones and freeze some. Let you know how they cook up to the consistency that they should be once you use them. Here's what it looks like up close over here. Now we're just about done, but you can see down in there how it picks it up and scoops it. Yep, it's getting pretty low, so they're coming out pretty slow now. But we're going to let it do its thing because, like I said, first time using it, don't know what it's doing. Still says there's 2 minutes and 29 seconds. It might go in reverse again and then try to extrude what's left. It's still picking up a little something here and there because it's still coming out. "30 seconds left, so it's going to go backwards. And then it's going to go again, I think, just maybe, or maybe it's just not. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, folks. I think that's all she wrote because we're down to 7 seconds. So I'm thinking that's all. and it just turns off just like that.
No, obviously, I'm sure you probably didn't do it. Just like if you...
So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and put a little flour down on here. I'm going to put my noodles on here. I'm going to let these dry just for a little bit, just because I really don't feel like cooking yet, and why not? But there are a nice looking noodle.
Those are nice looking noodles.
It's stiff. It's not stiff like frozen stiff or dried stiff, but it is stiff. So I'm just going to put a little bit down on here. And I'm going to put these noodles right out on this pan. And this is just so they don't stick together for now while they're drying. Get a decent amount of noodles there. Just gently move them around. Put a little bit over the top. Just kind of thin them out a little bit. Now we're just going to let these dry until we're ready to cook them. I'm probably, like I said, I'm only going to cook half of them tonight because we're not going to eat all of these tonight. I'm not sure how they're going to cook and how, you know, the tenderness that they're going to be when we like ours al dente. So I'm going to go ahead and only cook half tonight, put the other half in the refrigerator, cook the other half tomorrow night for leftovers. But yeah, we'll be back when we're boiling them up. We have our homemade noodles here. They have dried a little bit. They don't have to dry. That's just what we chose to do. I'm going to go ahead and start my pot. I'm going to boil this water. I'm going to add some salt to it. There's no salt in our noodles, so we're going to use this C'est La Vie wild garlic. And you want to salt this like the ocean. So we're just going to put in some salt. That way they get down into our noodles. We're going to bring this up to a boil, and we're going to add our homemade noodles. You want to make sure your water is up to a boil. I'm only going to cook half of these tonight. I'm going to let the rest dry out so that we can cook them tomorrow night. You're going to put these in, and you're only going to cook them for 1 minute to 2 minutes. Basically until your water turns foamy. So I just want enough for tonight, and then tomorrow night we'll cook the rest. So that's probably about half. A double batch is basically 1 box. So we have them in there. We're going to cook them for about 2 minutes or less. They've cooked for 2 minutes. It is foamy. We're going to go ahead and pull them off. There's our noodles. They're actually very good. They seem al dente. You can toss these with some oil to save them so they don't stick together. So there you have it, the VEVOR instant pasta maker. Very simple to easy to use, very simple to clean. Makes great noodles. They do cook very well. They are al dente. The only difference that I saw, I would either salt my water some more, or I would add a little salt into the mixture as you're making it. The noodles are a thicker noodle than what you buy in a box, but they are very tasty. They hold up well. The machine was quick and easy to use, 19 minutes or less, and you have a double batch of noodles, which is 1 box of noodles. And they're homemade, and you know what's in them. So I recommend this VEVOR machine at this point. I am going to go ahead and do some more reviews and keep using it, and I'll let you know some results later on again. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Appreciate all of you. Trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. That's where I want to be. So if you like it, please comment, please share this out. We appreciate you here at Whiskers and Whisks. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.